he stated that he had disposed of the earring. This development raised more questions than answers. Should I be concerned that he chose to get rid of the earring without my knowledge or involvement? Or is there more to this situation that I'm not seeing? I'm now left wondering if I should delve deeper into the matter and press him for more information. TLDR. A woman finds a mysterious earring in her apartment and her fiancé claims he threw it out, leaving her questioning his actions and loyalty. Do narcissists just talk and assume you're listening? I don't know how my father can't see my AirPods in my ears. He just starts talking and then gets angry that I've ignored him because my attention was elsewhere. It's like he makes a point of doing it so he can GE. The enigmatic behavior of narcissists. A story of misunderstanding. It's puzzling how my narcissistic father seems to be oblivious to his surroundings. Despite the presence of AirPods in my ears, he'll start talking, only to become enraged when he realizes I'm not fully engaged in the conversation. This pattern of behavior suggests a deliberate attempt to provoke an emotional response from me. His actions appear to be a calculated move to justify his anger and annoyance. A recurring theme in our interactions is his tendency to disregard my personal space and boundaries. Whenever I attempt to set limits and discourage him from initiating conversations, he'll momentarily cease speaking, only to conjure up an arbitrary rule or restriction on the spot. This behavior serves as a means to maintain control and manipulate the situation to his advantage. TLDR. My narcissistic father consistently disregards my boundaries and engages in a pattern of behavior that appears to be intentionally provocative, resulting in angry outbursts and petty rulemaking. Twice, Reddit has stopped me from killing myself. Off my chest community. I just wanted to say thank you. I admitted myself 2 months ago. I'm making it to my 20th birthday. And for the first time, I'm not dreading it. I'm happy for the first time in years. A community on Reddit has been a lifeline for me on 2 separate occasions, and I felt compelled to express my gratitude. It's been a few months since I made the difficult decision to take the first step and admit myself for help. I'm now on the cusp of reaching my 20th birthday, and for the first time in years, I'm approaching this milestone with a sense of hope and joy. If there's anyone out there struggling with their own darkness, I want you to know that you're not alone. I'm here, willing to listen and offer support whenever you need it. Though my own journey is far from over, I'm managing to stay afloat, and I'd be honored to help guide you through your own tough times. I created a fake tradition at work in order to get free lunch once a week. There's a sub shop not too far from our office that offers a "you fly we buy" promotion. Buy 4 subs for your office and the 5th sub, for whoever picks it up, is free. After a few weeks, I concocted a made-up office tradition to secure free lunch every week. A nearby sub shop had a promotion where if we bought 4 subs for the office, the 5th one was free for whoever picked it up. After a series of casual Friday lunch suggestions, I made it official and dubbed it Sub Shop Fridays. My colleagues enthusiastically adopted the new holiday. While a small voice in my head occasionally whispers guilt, it's not enough to make me reconsider the tradition. Job offered me a promotion to decline a better offer, then acted like it never happened. My job, I'm an optometrist scribe, offered me a raise and a promotion because I told them I received a better job offer with a higher pay and I will be moving on. They never sent me an off. A bait and switch situation at my workplace recently. I was given a promotion with a raise, seemingly as a result of my announcement to leave for a better paying position elsewhere. However, I didn't receive a formal offer letter, and now my employer seems to be trying to distance themselves from this agreement. It appears they're attempting to rewrite history and erase our previous conversation. What's even more concerning is the workplace culture, where employees are being let go without any apparent reason. I'm now hesitant to speak up, fearing that I might be the next target. The uncertainty is unsettling, and I'm not sure how to navigate this situation. TLDR was offered a promotion, but my employer now seems to be backtracking on the agreement. They've created a culture of uncertainty, making it difficult for me to know what to do next. Update. This situation has left me feeling anxious and unsure about my job security. Any advice or guidance would be appreciated. Edit. Please feel free to provide any relevant information or suggestions to help me resolve this issue. Boss forwarded phone to off-the-clock employee. Yesterday, boss is out of town. Asked at 5 p.m. to forward the phones to me. I did not respond since I clocked off at 3 p.m. and headed home to spend time with family in town for the holidays. Calls start rolling in on my personal phone. Unexpected work call on personal device yesterday. My supervisor was out of town and asked me to forward the work phones to myself at 5 p.m. However, I had already clocked out at 3 p.m. and headed home to spend the evening with my family in town for the holidays. Since I was no longer on the clock, I didn't receive the request until it was too late. The calls started coming in on my personal device from the forwarding service, but I chose not to answer them. Unfortunately, my supervisor seems to believe that it was acceptable to forward calls to me without my consent. I'm having difficulty locating the company's policy on on-call hours for hourly employees. I'm trying to gather facts to present to my supervisor and make it clear that this isn't an acceptable practice. Thanks. In Florida we're free. We finally fled from the abusive environment last week and have been living in an Airbnb ever since. On my birthday last week, BF's mom escalated in ways I will not mention here and went ballistic. Authorities were called and action has been taken, meaning BF's breaking free last week. We escaped the toxic atmosphere and have been staying in a temporary Airbnb space. What happened on my birthday was particularly disturbing. My partner's mother crossed a boundary and her behavior became increasingly volatile. The authorities intervened, and necessary steps were taken to protect the well-being of my partner's younger sister. As a result, the property is no longer accessible to the 11-year-old. Although we're still grappling with the aftermath, I'm hopeful that we can move forward and heal from this experience. Your kind words of encouragement mean a lot to us. To the Redditor cop who pulled me over this morning, you totally could have written me a fat ticket for that expired inspection tag. Like for real, that shit expired in November and I had no excuse aside from pure putting it off. Also my busted tail light. But the first thing, a heartfelt thank you to the understanding Redditor police officer who pulled me over this morning. To be honest, I was expecting a hefty fine for the expired inspection sticker that had been on my car since last November. I'd put it off and didn't have any excuse other than pure procrastination. Additionally, my damaged tail light was an open invitation for a citation. However, before even mentioning my expired tag and busted tail light, you took the time to notice and comment on my vintage Reddit bumper sticker that's been on my car since high school. You're a truly awesome guy. Mill insists I should call her mama or auntie. My Mill asked me to call her auntie or mama. I explained I felt uncomfortable doing that. She waits a few months and then asks again. I explained to her it still makes me uncomfortable as she is not my aunt or mom. Then she explains that the mother-in-law insists on being addressed in a certain way. My mother-in-law insisted I call her auntie or mama. I tried to explain my hesitation, but she seemed to brush it off. Months went by, and she brought it up again. I reiterated my